Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here, mostly in the moment with me, Mystic Mia Moksha, for another Love Pick a Card reading. Today we're looking at how they see you or how they remember you. This will apply whether it's little to no communication, whether you're in a long-term relationship with this person, or it's been a while, or even if you're single or just dating this person. Take it how it resonates, but the energies, the messages will be divinely channeled in there. So we have 3 piles. Pile number 1 with the ocean waves and the sodalite. Pile number 2 with the raindrops and the celestite. Pile number 3 with the mountain fog and the amazonite. You may choose a pile based on the number, the image, or the crystal that resonates with you. I personally use a random number generator, but to each their own. And with that, I want to say thank you so much to all those who have been supporting me, liking, commenting, viewing my readings, buying readings from me. Speaking of which, I do have a spring sale for short readings. The description box has all the information about that. And with that, I hope you enjoy the reading. Much love and light. Hi, pile number 1 with the ocean waves and the sodalite. Let's see how they see you. And we're going to go into how they see you as a person, how they see you in love, and then how they see you on a deeper level. All right, so how do they see you overall as a person? The good kind. Yeah, okay. So they definitely see you as someone who's like one of the good ones. They're like, oh yeah, like it's hard to find a good woman or a good man out there, and I found myself a good one. That's what I keep getting. It's like, and they keep thinking like, oh yeah, if you find a good one, hold on to them, kind of thing. So they're definitely feeling like, there might be little arguments that come up here and there, or little disagreements, but this is a good one. This is worth keeping and holding on to. The World card. Wow. Yeah, so I do feel like they think the world of you. I mean, they think you're the complete picture. You're very well-rounded. You're good in a lot of different areas of your life. You're an inspiration, someone that they can easily learn from and continue learning from for the rest of their life, and they really like that. I'm also getting that like there's like it's like twofold. Like one way they might like keep you on as a friend or someone they're just dating for a long time instead of like diving into marriage right away, because they feel like you're so good that they can like kind of get away with not committing all the way in the beginning. Or 2, they're kind of just very intimidated by you and your energy, so they might take a minute to get to commitment. But there's also the third group within this pile that's like they see your value right away and lock it down like immediately. Okay, so how do they see you? Overrate your intuition and fell on the good kind. So they do see you as someone who has really good intuition and someone who has like a sixth sense about things. Someone good to have as a friend in their life, because if they need help with anything like a family problem or a career decision, or like a personal issue, emotional issue, like they can go to you and you'll always have like good advice. And if not good advice, you're very nurturing. And so they do see you as someone who's like very valuable as just like a person to have around. And they could just imagine what it would be like to have you as more than just a friend or acquaintance or someone they're dating, like to have you as someone that's their life partner. And if you're already like in a relationship with this person, like they will never let you go, no matter how bad things will get or might get. Overthinking can spoil the magic. And so now with like you overrate your intuition and you overthink, overanalyze everything. So you might be right a lot, but that can get kind of on someone's nerves here and there, because like, oh, if you're always right, if you always have an answer, if you always know what to do, that can get kind of irritating. So like that's probably why they might be like, if you're still dating this person or they haven't made a move yet, they're apprehensive being with someone who's like constantly right or constantly has to like have the higher perspective and know what's going on with them before they even do, kind of thing, you know? So they're definitely wary of that. Let me get this deck first. Mongolia. Nobility and self-esteem. They're aware that you have a really good like self-confidence and view of yourself. I feel like they understand that it's good to be with someone confident rather than not confident. And you do have this like air about you. It seems like you, maybe in a past life, you were like descended from like royalty or something like that. Like you do have a sense of like doing things properly, doing things like nice and clean and organized, or doing things like the right way, or the proper way, or something like that. Like you have a little bit of like refinement to you. You would work well in like a lot of areas. Like you might have had a lot of trouble picking what career you want to go into, or what kind of partnership you want to go into, whether it's romantic or friends or, you know, a charity organization or anything. And it's because like you have so many like talents, and like just like the quality you bring to any group is so valuable. Just like your energy and your overall like kind of knowledge and like, I don't know, personality, like just the way you are adds to any group, whatever kind of group that is, whatever kind of partnership that is, whatever kind of organization that is. So there's just a kind of like a je ne sais quoi quality about you, where you just kind of would level up anything you entered. And so I kind of understand why they might feel like you're a little bit like, you know, better than thou, or like, even though you're not probably that way, you probably just hold yourself to a higher standard than most people that you know. And so it's just kind of intimidating for a lot of people. Hibiscus, beauty and happiness. But, you know, people cannot help but be attracted to you, because you're so, like, your energy is so beautiful. There's something about your looks that's so beautiful. Even though you have like your moments where you know your high points and your low points, you're generally just like more optimistic and happy, and you know, usually can turn things around. So that's a very good energy that's very attractive to so many different kinds of people. And I can definitely see how you can be like a benefit to anything that you do, that, you know, any kind of work or any kind of group that you join. Primrose, youthful love. And another thing that kind of freaks them out, but also kind of really fascinates them about you and kind of really makes them kind of like want to protect you in love, is that you're so, you have this quality where you're so genuine and pure in love sometimes, that they just wonder like, you know, maybe they're just too good for me. Maybe they're just too good for anybody. Like, this person needs to be protected. Maybe they're a little bit naive in love, or they're too giving, or like, you know, maybe they might get taken advantage of. So they're very like careful even with themselves and this connection with you, because they know that you're to be protected. Like you're like a genuine soul doing like what you're meant to do in this lifetime. Like you're just pure happy divine soul, even if you don't think you are really. Like that's how they see you. And I mean, based on like the kind of energy you exude, like more people must see you like this way also. So you must genuinely have really like living the life you're meant to live, and living according to your own like morals and standards. Okay, so let's see what they think of you in love. So what do they think of you in love? My life is not together as it seems. So they really do think that they're not, they can't compare to you. That like when they're around you, there's like this one feeling that they get that like, oh yeah, like this person is so on top of their life. They seem like they have it together all the time, even when they're like a chaotic mess. They're doing way better than I am. Like at least they're doing this in their career, or at least they have these kinds of friends, or at least they have, this kind of healthcare routine or self-care routine. Like I don't even have the basics of that. So whatever they do, like you're an inspiration, but they also look at you and think like, oh, I'm not even like close to where they are. And so that kind of gets them. So like on one hand, they're like, oh, anyone would be lucky to have them, and like I need to protect this person. But then the other hand, they're like, I need to protect them from me. Like like even when they're a chaotic mess, like I am uh like category 5 hurricane. Like like when they're just tropical breeze, having like a tropical breeze moment. Like so, like I'm getting this kind of like no matter they think that like no matter how bad your life gets, it's nothing compared to like how much they need to do to catch up to you or something like that. So I'm not sure if like this person I feel like would be good for you if they could just like get over their mental hurdles. Seven of Wands. Yeah, it came out in reverse. They wish they could like fight for this connection and fight for like I'm getting more like they wish they could fight and stand up for themselves, because I feel like when they're around you, they don't even like defend themselves, or they don't even like stand up for themselves. They're like, you might be like, oh, you know what, you should maybe do this or that, or you might even be encouraging like, oh, I think you're doing great, like you're doing well with this thing at work, or you're doing well with this thing with family, and they're like, yeah, I guess, it's like around other people, I feel like they're a little bit more confident and stand up for who they are and where they are in life. But like around you, I feel like they don't even try to defend themselves. And that's not a good quality to have to enter a relationship or to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't feel like they're on the same level as the other person. Not everyone always does in relationships, there's ups and downs, but this is not good for them right now if they don't think they're on the same level as you. Okay. So what do a year from now? Yeah. So I feel like they feel whether you're in little to no communication, or this is a serious long-term commitment, or you're single or just dating this person, feels like, oh, in a year from now I'll have everything, I'll be in a better spot, I'll have things figured out with work, I'll have things figured out with my like time management issues, or figure out what I want to do in my life and stuff like that. So they feel confident, like you do give them inspiration, you do motivate them, so that's a good thing, to kind of step up, and they have goals for themselves now, so they're like, yeah, in a year I should be better. Trust. They trust you. They trust that what you're saying is the truth in regards to their connection with you. So if you're saying like, oh, this is a soulmate kind of relationship, or this kind of love doesn't come around often, or like, I think we should give this a shot, like there's something really here, or even like, I think we should give this a shot again, or we need to like fix our relationship. Whatever it is that you have to say about the relationship, they trust you, they believe you, and so they are making the changes, whether you see it or not, or whether they are telling you or not. They are kind of making the changes to kind of improve themselves, and a year from now they might even be better ready. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. They are kind of making the changes necessary for more long-term goals within this connection, or more long-term goals in love in general. Okay, so what? Side project. So they do kind of view this love connection between the two of you as something that like they can't completely focus on right now because they have too many big things that they need to change if they want to even consider this relationship. If you're already in a relationship with this person, it's like they'll probably like pay attention to you here and there and give you like moments here and there, but they really are trying to get their life together. For a lot of you, I feel like this is kind of like a new thing. You're newly dating this person, or you've been in this relationship for like a year or a few years, and it's like they really feel like they need to kind of get things together before they level up to the next, maybe to like marriage or some sort of stronger commitment, or to like, if you know this person for a long time, like to hash things out between the two of you. They really need to get some other things figured out first. So just being near you is intoxicating. They get really distracted around you, and that's why they might like, they're not trying to ignore you, but they're trying to let you know that like they don't feel good being around you when they feel like crap about their own life, you know? It's like, even though they might, like, maybe in the past they'd hang out with you here and there, and they would feel amazing when they were with you because you have such a good energy. You make people always feel good about themselves, and you know, good about the accomplishments that they have had already, even if they're smaller. You know, you're always, you know, the one encouraging them, I think. And but then when they're not around you, they just kind of feel like complete shit about themselves again. So it's like really intoxicating about being around you and your energy. But then like they had so much of that they kind of realize that they need to step away now, because it makes them feel completely bad when they're not hanging around you. So they're like, I just need to like, you know, spend a little bit of time with them here and there, but then I really need to just focus on getting my life together and being around them more without feeling bad about myself. And they're a great distraction, like they're a drug, you know, like every time I'm around them, they make me feel good and they inspired me to get better, but like I have to watch myself and not completely be around them too much until like maybe like a year from now. See what they think of you in terms of love. Work event. Yeah, so I feel like there's so many things that they're working on. Oh, these other things came up. Family member or someone that's attracted to you. But they wish they could be like a stronger person for you to lean on at this time. But they want you to know that like that's what they're working on. Like I'm getting like they're working around the clock on their life, on themselves, and on this connection or in their love life. They are very, very attracted to you, yeah. You have this air of nobility, some sort of magic, very intoxicating, and they trust you. So, like, they want to be around you more, but it's just kind of like, and they wish they could be more, like, someone that you can lean on more and someone that can be in your life more fully. Whether it's just, like, with attention or efforts or energy or, yeah, they wish they can be, like, someone more reliable for you right now, but, like, they're saying, like, maybe in a year because, like, they are working on a lot of things. I'm getting around the clock. Okay. So how do they see you in terms of love? Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight to the Page. I do feel like they're taking a step back in love, wherever this connection is, just because they need to work on life stuff. But just because they're taking a step back doesn't mean that they don't want to work with you and aren't working really hard to even be around you or someone like you. Okay, so how do they see you on a deeper level? So how do they see you on a deeper level? Don't let pride get in your way. Wow. So I do feel like they do understand that, like, sometimes their ego and their pride is preventing them to kind of commit to this connection more, or to be there for this connection more. But they're okay with that, because they're like, you know what? I'm really getting the sense of, like, because they see you as an inspiration, and they actually have made the decision to work on so many of these things, and they have actively already started. They probably already have started. So, like, I'm getting, like, a year from, it might be different for other, like, some people, but this year of work has already started for some people. So it might be sooner than a year. I'm getting, if you have little to no communication, they just recently started working on it, so it might be literally a year. And if this is someone that you've newly started dating, or as a new interest, it's from, like, a year from whenever you met or started dating this person. Okay, so don't let your pride get in your way. So, like, in the beginning, they were kind of really, like, put off, right? But now I'm getting that they're okay with the fact that their ego is a little bit bruised, that they are a little bit prideful. They're like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay for me to be a little bit, kind of have my, like, ego bruised and be a little bit shaken, because it makes me work that much harder. I think this person, like, their ego and their pride is actually inspiring them, encouraging them, rather than hindering them at this time. And yeah, if they didn't have their pride and ego, they would be with you right now. But you like that they have pride in their work, pride in their life, and, ego, the good kind of ego, like the ego of, like, I want to kind of do the best in my life, and I want the best in my life in a romantic relationship and everything else. So, like, you like that they have pride and ego in themselves and their life, not like like, not too much ego and too much pride where it's, like, bad for them, but, like, enough to kind of motivate them and be like, oh, this is one life, we have one life, let's give it our all. The Hanged Man. They thought about this a long time, like, whether they should just, like, suck it up and be with you even if they don't feel good about themselves, or if they should just take their time. But they decided to take their time, and in the long run, this is really good for them, and really good for you too, because you would have not liked them if they kind of rushed into this and they were just, I know some of you have had this kind of relationship where you jump into a relationship with someone, but they're kind of in between jobs, or they just got over a breakup, or, they're in a deep depression because, of one reason or another. And it might be like, okay, yeah, like, totally reasonable. Like, you need some time to figure things out. But then if you jump into a relationship with that person, like, they just kind of ruin your life, because they just need so much attention and so much, they're just draining your energy because they're so low. And so you wouldn't have liked it either. Okay, so what do they think of you on a deeper level? Optimism, exploration, and freedom. We've got some Sagittarius and Leo energies. We've got some got some fire and earth energies here. Okay. they're very optimistic. Like, even if they feel kind of like chaotic, or they haven't been really talking to you, or they've been kind of avoiding situations, like, they're really optimistic that like their life will turn out okay, and this connection will turn out okay, and even better than okay. And they're really excited to kind of use this a little bit of freedom and in their life to kind of really explore, you know, the meaning behind life, the meaning behind this connection, the meaning behind, you know, the things that they do every day. They're going like existential for sure. They might have had an existential crisis recently, actually. But I'm getting that like you definitely inspire them. Like, you shot the first bow. You definitely struck a chord with them. You definitely, you know, I'm getting like Cupid's bow. Like, you hit them in the heart, and they really started to open up and to this love connection, to everything. They do not have any resentment or regrets towards you. Hold no ill will whatsoever, and they very much feel nothing but warmth towards you. Um, Whatever arguments you've had, whatever disagreements, whatever didn't take off, or was a stalemate, or kind of not working, like, they hold you in the highest regard, and they don't see you in anything but like in the pure light and love form that you are. Okay, last but not least, awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, so you did definitely awaken them to like a better way of living. You definitely energetically upgraded them, and even if you aren't aware, or even if you haven't talked to this person in a long time. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Yeah, at this time, while if you still want to be with this person, and you're gonna wait for them, like, you won't be alone. You will call in some soul family to work with you. They do see this kind of kindred soul with you. So whether they decide to just continue being friends with you, to be your soulmate and lover in this lifetime, or you know, just work with you, or you know, see each other for what you are, soulmates, and continue on to, you know, other soulmates. Like, that's, they're very kind of open, and the most important thing is they recognize you as a true soulmate. They know undeniably that there's a connection there between the two people, between the two of you. And the thing is, like, that's how soulmates work. When your soul is in the vicinity of another soul that is vibrating on that same frequency, or very, very similar frequency, you know, deep down, your heart, your soul, your spirit, in your body, your physical body will let you know. There is no denying it. So if someone is like denying it, or saying like this isn't the right time, or I don't know, if we actually, you know, worked well together or anything, like, if you two are true soulmates, both of you know on a deep level, even if you don't admit it to the other person. So, but they know that you are a soulmate level connection. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, and just anything to help the channel and help this light work. I do this light work to help others with their purpose in life, and their soul missions, and their light work. So I just like to, you know, pass it on, and that's why every bit that you donate in light to me, I definitely put back in the world for others. So thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I wish you so much love, light, and peace. Hi, pile number 2 with the raindrops and the celestite. Let's see how your person sees you. We're going to look at how they see you as a person, and then how they see you in love, and then lastly, how they see you on a deeper level. So how do they see you as a person? feed your artists. So they think you're super creative. You're very talented in whatever you do, whether that's makeup or singing or building furniture or doing, accounting or taxes or um, teaching, whatever you do, they think like they feel like what you do is your art form. And I feel like you might have multiple creative pursuits, and they just think you're super talented. They are very much attracted to you for that reason. um, I'm getting like they like to watch you work because it's just like fascinating. You know how like when you watch those YouTube videos or TikTok videos or whatever, and you're watching people like do their craft, like do the thing that they're so good at and meant to do in this lifetime, and it's just like, it could be like making like jewelry or something, or just painting a chair or whatever, and like it's just like, you know it kind of makes you just be in awe over like their pure talent. Like I feel like that's how they feel with you and the things that you do. It could be just like simple things, like things that you do for yourself, like self-care routines, like, or the things that you do for others. But like there's a true artistry to what you do. Maybe how you talk to people, how you encourage people, how you organize your car or whatever. Like it just, there's a true artistry to what you do. But I do feel like you have like at least one major creative pursuit that you're very gifted and talented in, and that's super attractive to them. The sacred flow of yes. um, I feel like when you like met this person, like they didn't think you would say yes, and that completely changed their mind about love and everything. Like I feel like they weren't expecting you to kind of give them a shot or to hang out with them or to I don't know, do this activity with them. And the fact that you said yes kind of like blew their mind, and they were just always felt very lucky for that reason. Maybe you're a really, generous lover, or maybe you're just a very good lover, or you make a really good dinner, or you're a really good conversationalist, or you're just like, interesting, or maybe you both play music together, or I don't know what it is. Went to a concert together, or I don't know what it is, but like the fact that you said yes to them, like it just flowed this like divine energy to them. You opened the gates to the divine to them, like, and you just kind of made them believe in the impossible. Like there's a really like you. I feel like they're not really typically the kind of person who believes in like energy or the flow of things, or if they do, like not like they have their limits to how much they believe it. But you really kind of open the like floodgates for them for like this kind of like magic. Okay, so how do they see you as a person? Very playful and very loving. When you talk to them, you would say the sweetest things. You have the best ideas of what to do. Like you're always interesting, you're fascinating. The things you want to watch, the things you want to do, the places you want to go. It's like nonstop. Like I couldn't even like get a breath in, because I just kind of like, this person does this and this and this and this and this. It's like they're unlimited in their creative potential and their ideas. That's kind of the sacred flow. Like you're probably someone who's very much in the flow, and that's probably because you're very intuitive or very creative or both, and you practice those things regularly. You have like, you're a very spiritual person, whether you know it or not, just because you're like connected to yourself and you're connected to your inner universe, and you can bring that out, and you live life very passionately, or like according to what like resonates with you. And they find this like this like complete magic. They just think you're a very like unique person who just gets to play all day, because like maybe the work that you do, or the things like you make everything seem like more fun, or more like, it's like, yes, I just completed a task. Like, yes, I just complete, like, like celebratory and Like you're always celebrating, you're always accomplishing things, and like you always make like small goals for yourself or something, and then you accomplish them, and then you're like, yes, like let's go celebrate, and they're like, okay, yeah, what a good energy to be in, or like very playful. It's like, oh yeah, like I feel like grabbing, um, like going to a restaurant or walking down this path or visiting this new place, and like, oh, you want to go? It's like, yeah, let's do this. So they always think you're always like playful, adventurous, very creative, very um, have a lot of good ideas, very thoughtful. Yeah. And they can't stand it like when you say like nice things to them. They remember it for life because it's just so genuine and pure, and like they've never heard anyone say those things to them. I feel like they're like, I don't even hear those things on TV. Like this isn't like something that someone can script. Like they could be like a writer for, you know, TV or movies in love, because they just say the things that like I've never heard anyone even like hint at before. Like how do they divinely channel like the perfect thing to say to me or the perfect activity to do? Like they're always doing like everything like so perfectly, and on the top of that, they live their life so in sync and so in the flow. Like they're just, I feel like they just watch you sometimes and just like in amazement. Okay, so what do they think of you as a person? Forget me nots, eternal memories. Yeah, I definitely felt that. I'm like, yeah, they'll never forget the things that you have said to them, because they're very unique and they're very like um tailor made for them, and like that moment and where they were in life and where you were in life and where the connection was. Like it's just so perfect, the things you say sometimes, and like that's why they can excuse. I mean, I feel like you're a little bit finicky sometimes because you're very intuitive or creative, and that sometimes like the energies, or if you're not in the flow, will kind of hit you hard, and that makes you kind of a little grumpy or a little cranky or a little bit um you know um yeah, just irritated, I would say. And I feel like they think they like excuse those because like when you say something from your heart, when you say something genuine to them about love or about them or about the connection, I mean it hits home. I mean like, no one says things like you do. Like you, like they're like, oh yeah, like you should like be a writer, or like you should like be a Hallmark card writer. Like you should, you know, write these things down. Like, I don't know. You just, they'll never forget like the way you make them feel, the way your words made them feel. Or maybe you make art for them, or maybe you cook for them, or maybe you've brought them to a lot of adventures, a lot of creative dates, or a lot of fun places or something like that. Whatever this is, whether it was short term or long term, like it's forever ingrained in their brain. Um, okay, so what do they think of you? Okay, something to do with how smart you are. Yeah, technology. Maybe you're so good with social media, or love at first sight and proud spirit. Yeah, they might really love your like presence online, or like maybe like I'm getting like you always are in the know, like you always know what's going on, whether it's with like politics or with like scientific discoveries or the new spiritual like theories, or like um, the best like organic food, or the new restaurants, or what products are the best. And like I just feel like something about like you're always like they're impressed with like you being on top of things. Like so whatever like your field is, I feel like you're very creative, and you might be like very on top of like maybe you're a singer, and you know like all the spots that have like all the best spots to, go for an open mic night, or you can like, all the things about the microphone and like how it works, what's the best mic to use and how to use mic, and when to pause or something like that. Yeah, maybe you're a very good like performer of some sort, or I don't know, like I feel like you just kind of are able to kind of blend new information into your daily life, and they love that about you. I feel like that's what made them like initially so attracted to you, because you're like on the cutting edge of whatever you're interested in. I feel like it might not even be like your creative thing. I just feel like whatever you're interested in, if you're interested in shoes, if you're interested in like I don't know, games, or if you're interested in like technology or cars or whatever, like you like know where to get your information, you know what to research, you can use your intuition to figure out what's right and what's wrong and what's true and what's not. And I don't know, I don't know, they really like that. I feel like because they're a little bit like, I don't know, they can geek out on certain topics too. And so they appreciate someone who has a lot of interests and like keeps themselves like informed on like these topics or something like that. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like multiple things. That's why they see you as someone who's like would be so interesting to like kind of have like a long-term relationship with and like live out the rest of their life with, because like you have so many interests, and I feel like they admire that in you because they also have so many interests that you must admire in them as well. That it would be a very interesting and fun and fulfilling, well-rounded connection. So yeah, there's like strong love communication from you, they feel. And you're very much in the flow in everything you do, even if it's just like, cleaning the kitchen, or picking out music in the car, or even like very detailed like artwork or whatever like you do. Like you're very much in the flow in life, which makes you more playful, which makes your love communication very strong, and a very interesting person that they are considering for a long-term connection, because it would be very fulfilling. Okay, so let's see what they think of you in love. How do they see you in love? Oh my god. This like flew across the room. Finding out the truth crushed me. Okay, so they found something out that they were not so happy about. The Sun card. So when the Sun card comes out in reverse, it's my sign of like, things are good, but they're just getting better and better and better. So what is this truth? An acquaintance. Okay, so they are possibly crushed that you might have someone around you that may be interested in you, or that you may be interested in or was interested in before. Or I'm getting that like they might not be enough for you, so you might need to like, have romantic affairs or have a lot of friends who might have crushes on you, and they might have to accept that because you're just kind of so like your creative talents are so revered and looked for. So I feel like whether you know this and you're doing this now, or I'm just telling you and you're figuring it out now, but like you have a lot of skills and talents that people have been or will be looking for you, like maybe scouting you, but kind of more wanting your attention, wanting, like, maybe if you're a musician, like, you might find groups of musicians that, like, want you in their band or want you to play with them, or, go see other music with them or something like that. So, like, they feel like that they realize that they're going to have, if they choose to be with you, or if you're already together, that they're going to have to accept that people are going to have crushes on you. People are going to, like, take a lot of your time, whether it's work related, hobby related, just because you're just so talented. Okay, so what do they think of? Yeah, so that was like a crushing truth for them, that, like, oh my goodness, like, this person, looks really good or is really talented, and therefore, like, they're always going to be around people who are going to have crushes on them because they have, their talents are needed and wanted. Yeah. So how else do they see you in love? This also fell off the table. Don't stop. So when cards fall off the table for me, it's my sign of, like, this isn't something you or them see yet, or one person may not be able to see it yet, or both of you might not be able to see it yet, but this is something that might be the underlying cause of little communication or no communication, or a little bit of friction between the two of you right now, or because realization hasn't been, like, made yet, or hasn't been, like, confronted yet. Don't stop and reconsider. And so I'm getting, they want to call it quits. They almost wanted to call it quits because they didn't know if they could handle, like, I feel like they thought they would be jealous. And they didn't want that. They didn't want to be, like, always arguing with you about, like, is there someone else, or, like, why are you spending so much time with these people instead of me, or do I have to be worried here, or am I not enough for you, or whatever. Like, I feel like they almost stopped pursuing this connection, or they actually did, but the spirit is telling them, don't stop pursuing this connection. Reconsider giving this person an offer, or giving this connection another chance, or like, allowing this connection to go to the next level. Because I feel like they, like, stopped completely, because even though things were getting better and better, they realized as things were getting better and better, maybe you were kind of getting your life together more, or they were getting life together more, or you two were getting the connection better. And they realized as things got better for you and them, or both of you, and the connection, like, that you were just gonna attract more people, and that will take away their time with you, and that might have crushes on you, that might make them worry more and all this. And they're like, I don't know if I want to deal with this. So they're realizing now what they got themselves into, or that's how they felt. But they kept feeling from the divine, especially now, like, don't stop, like, keep pursuing this connection, or reconsider opening yourself up to this connection again, or to let it continue improving. Okay. So how else are they seeing you in love? The Lover's card in reverse. Okay, so I feel like they have made a choice. So in the past, or right now, or for the future, like, they have made a choice to kind of allow this connection to, like, kind of reach its potential, because this connection has so much potential. It's so good. And I feel like there might have been a lot of friction because of the many things both of you kind of work on. Both of you are very busy, but both of you like that quality in each other, that you're always busy with things that you want to do, always keeping life interested and stuff. So this person has chose you in love. But they were thinking of calling it quits, or they did actually call it quits. But they did choose you in love. I'm starting to understand our connection, yeah. So whether they called it quits a long time ago, or they felt like giving up recently, they're being really heavily guided by the divine to not stop pursuing this connection, to allowing it to grow. They already chose you, but they want to give up. I keep getting. But they're just starting to see this connection. And as things get better, yeah, things get a little bit more complicated, but they do get a lot better for each of you individually, for both of you together as well. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. The Star card, yeah. Because there is so much hope and positivity and potential in this connection to make each of your dreams come true and both of your dreams come true. And it's like, now they're starting to see it like, okay, yeah, like we're just growing, and our positivity and our positive energy is growing so rapidly and so good that in the beginning it was just kind of like chaotic as we adjusted to that, but now it's like, becoming very obvious that like this is paying off in a big way for the both of you. Okay, so how do they see this connection? How do they see you on a deeper level? Adjustments are required, yeah. So it's like reconsider, make adjustments, because this is only going to get better and better, and you have the potential to live a very, very fulfilling life, and there's a lot of hope and optimism and big goals and small goals in this connection. They already chose you. They were just kind of, I don't know, like they're like might as well like leave them before they leave me kind of energy. Like I don't want to be crushed later, so like might as well like cut it off now, that kind of energy. Okay, so they are getting that they're thinking actively right now. Okay, sorry, I had to adjust the camera. So when a card comes out sideways like that for me, it means that like they're already in the middle of this right now. And so they have been thinking about like what kind of adjustments can I make to make this work and allow this to happen, because that would be following their true divine path and the path that the divine wants for them in this connection. And they can't really resist it. And so they're like, okay, so what can I do? What do I need to do? Okay. A union, merging, and coming together. Yeah, so they are going to come together with you more harmoniously. So there might have been kind of like a split between the two of you because they were ready to call it quits. A lot of like maybe a huge argument, maybe a breakup, maybe I don't know, like a separation of some sort. But they are thinking of a reunion, merging together and coming together in a better and more harmonious way. And I'm getting, it doesn't have to be better. They just have to come together with you, because I just feel like they called it quits in the middle of a sentence. And it's just like, well, you're being guided to go forward, so you can't really deny that. Okay, so let's see. How do they see this connection? How do they see you on a deeper level? Medicine, natural herbal techniques. Okay, medicine. This is very healing for the both of you. We have technology and we have medicine. There's like something very powerful going on here. Let's see. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, yeah. So there's a definite sign that this, I keep saying it like divine plan or something, which I feel like it's because like you two are meant to come together for some reason. So like it's very strong. Like this is the divine plan that you two are meant to come together and live out your fullest potential. And things are only getting better and better. It was just kind of like maybe nerves or like kind of like yeah, the feeling of I don't want to be crushed later. Like this means too much. This person means too much to me. This connection means too much to me. Okay, so last but not least, how do they see this connection? How do they see you on a deeper level? Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? So they might have seen that you were the one who was kind of leading this connection, and that's why it was moving so positively. Just because you were so in the flow, and when you're in the flow with everything. You're in the flow with work, you're in the flow with your hobbies, you're in the flow with your relationships with others, you're in the flow with like even the small things that you do, like when you're fixing your hair or putting on clothes, like you're in the flow, everything's flowing. So you've been in the flow and flowing this connection along in the right way, and they're realizing that they have to kind of contribute, they have to make adjustments, they've been thinking and they have to step up now. So now it's up to them to step up and lead. And maybe that's kind of partially why they wanted to call it quits. Also, it's because they realize that they're going to have to put in the energy and effort and lead and do things for this connection, Also. Queen of Wands. And I'm getting most likely they will. I'm getting it's very healing for them to work on this relationship. And that's why the divine is like really pushing them to that's how spirit is pushing them to work on this connection and to step up in this connection and make the adjustments that are required and bring in a better union between the two of you, because it's actually healing them. So if they're really anxious or stressed out, have some mental thing, or they're physically unhealthy or they're emotionally unhealthy, I'm getting like this connection literally heals them. It's literally medicine for them. And that's gonna be the kind of the lure. You know how sometimes spirit makes it like brings two people together in the physical world through sexual energies, because that's kind of like the energy that will like attract you to someone and make you go physically towards someone. I'm getting the spirit is making them work on this connection because I'm getting very supremely divine, this connection and what's happening between the two of you now, and to work towards this like really fulfilling future and to keep making things positive. A lot of play, a lot of love here. It's really, really positive. Yeah, so the connection, the spirit is luring them to work on this connection more by making it very healing for them. Very obviously healing in more than ways than one. And very profoundly. All right? So if this reading resonated with you, I would really appreciate a like or a comment. Even just an emoji helps. I very much appreciate all the help that I've been getting recently. It's a small channel, and I kept it that way because I really only wanted the people who really resonate on like a higher vibe on this channel. Like you probably notice, like there's no like rude comments in the comment sections, really, or it's just, and like the channel is growing, but it's growing pretty fast, but like slower than like maybe someone who just like jumps on and like reaches ridiculous numbers right away. And it's because I believe I'm doing it the right way and I'm doing it in the divine way. So that's, proof for me. I hope it's more proof and evidence for you for the kind of light work that I'm doing here, and then just a thanks and appreciation, if you've noticed. All right, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you so much love, light, and peace. Hi, pile number 3 with the Amazonite and the Mountain Fog. Let's see how they see you. We're going to look at how they see you as a person and then how they see you in love, and then how they see you on a deeper level. So let's see how they see you as a person. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. So they love your laugh, I'm getting. They find it like a form of flirting. I feel like they don't think they're quite that funny, but like you always think they're funny or always laugh at their jokes, and that makes them feel really good. And they, you know how they say like you might not remember what someone said, but you will remember how that person made you feel. And so they always feel very very warm with you. Create alchemy. Okay, so they feel like you create magic. Sacred giggles, create alchemy. Like you create this kind of magic with just your energy and your aura. Like I feel like your laugh, maybe you have like a very contagious laugh, where if you start laughing, it makes a lot of other people start laughing, or I don't know, like you'll say a joke and like it'll just like break up a very serious or very uncomfortable situation, or you'll like poke fun at yourself, and like I don't know, like you're just like a very agreeable person. You're always just kind of looking out, like if you have a bunch of people in your car, like you like to like make sure you put on music that like everyone would like or something like that. Like I don't know, you just kind of like work with people well, like, and I feel like you might even not try to, and that just makes it even more magical to them because they're like, wow, this person doesn't even know how good they make other people feel or how comfortable they make people feel. Like if there were more people like them in the world, like we wouldn't have any problems. Wow. Four of Wands, yeah. They're immediately. This is someone you want to bring home to your parents. This is someone you want to make, you want to marry and make a life with, like immediately. I feel like a lot of people that come across you, they would feel like that, and they know this. They would like, yeah, like I bet a lot of people wanted to lock this one down, because like you have that kind of special quality that's like very, I don't know. You make people feel warm. You make people feel comfortable. Like I'm getting like you're a good hostess or a good host. Let's see how else they see you. What's your honest truth? They're like they kind of don't believe it. They're like, okay, like no one could be like this good of a person. Like what's the catch? And so they feel like something's got to give. Like whether you know this person for a short period of time or a long period of time, they kind of feel like they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like they don't know, like they're waiting for like to hear like the downside. It's like, oh yeah, like maybe like you're fake and you put on a face, and then like behind the scenes though, like you secretly like make fun of everyone, and you're secretly like, wishing everyone like, bad, evil things. It's like they're like, what's their secret? There's no one could be that like genuinely bubbly or genuinely like likable or that like positively extroverted, or always like coming up with a good quip, or like very witty or something like that. Like no one could be like that. Like what, like what's up, really up with them? So in the back of their mind, they're always thinking like, oh yeah, like that no one like this exists. Like no way. There's no way. Pink rose. Grace and sweetness. Yeah, like I feel like you're usually very kind to people, very sweet to people. When you're like checking out at the store, you're sweet to the person behind the counter. When you're at a restaurant, you're nice to the server. When like a random stranger walks up to you, even if they're rude, like you kind of try to not make a scene and try to like calmly direct them elsewhere kind of thing. And so they definitely view you as someone who is grace even during the toughest of times. So they're like, something has to give. Something has to give. Like, they can't be like this all the time. And like, I feel like you're maybe like, no, are you kidding me? Like, I lost my cool so much in front of them. But like, I feel like they think, compared to what you have to deal with on a normal basis, like, and compared to how many times you're usually more sweet than like not, like, they're like, I don't get it. I don't understand how this person exists. Like, there's no way. This is a real thing. This is not their personality. It must be fake. It has to be fake. It has to be like a show. Violet. Faithfulness and modesty. Yeah, I feel like you might be the person who's not kind of like, you know, inappropriately dressed at like a family event. Like if they brought you to a family event, you're not dressed like down, or you're not dressed like kind of slutty, or you're not dressed like homely, or like in basketball shorts, like, you know, like whether male, female, whatever. Like you're very like modest, and when you speak respectfully to people for the most part. You don't say anything that would make them feel offended. This is the key. I'm getting, this is like key. Like when you're out with other people, with groups of friends, or random strangers, other couples, or something like that, like they love that you don't put them down in front of other people, and that you don't like flirt with other people openly, or you don't like do anything to kind of make them jealous, really. And they really, really appreciate that in you. The Devil. They do see that, like, they're like, but I've seen their dark side. Like, I've seen like stuff they had to deal with in the past. Like, they have to have this like really deep dark shadow self. Like, they have to. Like, where is it? Like, I don't buy this like sweet act. Like, they couldn't have changed. Like, who can really change as a person? Like, no one really changes. Like, this is like, where is their dark side? Why don't they show it often? Like, what if this just pops out of nowhere? But this is the same person that's like, oh, I want to marry this person. You know, like, I want to lock this person down. I have to have them move in with me, or move in with them right away. But they, you know, obviously see you as a very, very sexual person, very fun person. Like, for a night out, like, this is the part, like, you're the person they would want to go to, that you're the person they would want to party with, go to a event with. They're like, I don't mind being locked down to this person, like, you know, forever with one, you know, one DICK or one PUSSY. Like, that's the one. That's the one. Like, I don't care. I don't mind if it's that one, like, or something like that. It just got very sexual, and I think it's just because like they do. Like, there's like a chain here, and marriage and the home is kind of like locked to this one, locked to this one. They don't mind because you're so loyal and faithful, and you're so sweet, and you have a lot of grace, and the way that you present yourself outwards, it's like so ladylike or gentlemanlike, that they're like, you know, what can I say? Like, all I can really like look out for is like maybe this possible dark side of them that I know exists because I know their past, or I know I've seen that side come out. But like most of the time they're like so sweet, but like I know it's because they have a very potent dark side that comes out, like, you know, once in a while, or with their upbringing or whatever. But they're like, if that's the only downside, like, I can, like, that's nothing. But I need to know the truth. Like, is that actually them? Are they actually this sweet? Are they going to continue being this sweet? Or is this dark side going to come out and like be their main energy for a long period of time? Like, am I being duped here? Like, are they hiding something from me? So there's that kind of energy. Okay, so how do they see you in love? I wish things could be different. So I do feel like they really wish they could, that they weren't like this, that they wouldn't like, you know, I feel like they feel guilty for having this, I'm getting stereotype against you. they really wish they like could prevent themselves from judging you and judging your past and maybe judging the things that you were like into or how you were in the past relationships or past, like, I don't know, maybe some sort of addiction or some sort of bad habit. Spending money, not taking care of your health, I don't know, whatever it is, like they wish they could be less judgmental towards you, but they're really like their ego self is really coming out and protecting them and being like, watch out for this person, red flags, like, on surface this person looks really good and like you might get to know them and they're still seem really good, but like who knows, they had this thing in their past or they treated people in the past this way or they have this ex or this habit or whatever, and like who knows, like what if that comes up in the future, like they really wish that they weren't like that. They didn't think that way. Okay, so let's see how they see you in love. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, so this is actually preventing them from committing to you stronger or committing to you in the past or committing to you in the future. Like this issue with whatever this thing is in the past, it's really a big deal for them. A friend, they're like, oh, why don't we just stay like friends, or why don't we get, I feel like what's this with a friend? Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. And the Ace of Cups. They're worried that you will only see them as a friend if they deny this connection. And it really like keeps them up at night because they're like, oh, like if I tell them that I can't do this connection or I can't, that I'm worried about these certain things with them, like I'm afraid that they're gonna like cut me off and put like friend zone me, or and I'm gonna want to come back to them after I like heal this, because I feel like this is like a them problem, not a you problem. And they're like, oh yeah, like I'll definitely want to like try to pursue things in the future, but I don't know if they'll let me because I kind of told them the real reason why I couldn't move forward with them. Like I definitely can't tell them why I can't move forward with them. And this keeps them up. This really keeps them up. And they're like, maybe I should just give this a chance. The Ace of Cups, like maybe this is like worth the risk. Like if this connection is really good as it is and it seems like it, and I got to know them a little bit, and I've even seen the other side of them, like maybe I should give this a shot. Maybe this could be really something. Maybe this is my one true shot at love. So they are thinking about all those things. Let go. Meditation brings answers. That fell on a friend. Yeah, the thing is, I'm getting they might keep that fear for the entire time that you two are together. Like if you were to give this a shot, or if you were to rekindle this, or continue this, or continue this if this is new, or if you're thinking about leaving a long-term relationship, like what would it be like if you continue this connection? I feel like they will continue to harbor this not hate towards you, but kind of like they'll feel insecure in this connection. They might always feel like you're gonna fly off the handle at any moment. They might have an underlying fear, slight fear that they carry with them this entire connection. And you know what fear does? Like, it will mess everything up. Like, it'll irritate them randomly for no reason. It'll make them question things about you when nothing actually is going on. And like living in like even that slight bit of, back of the brain fear, it's not going to do well. So Spirit is giving them the advice of to just let go. And then, like, you don't have to actually let the connection go, but just let go of the possibility of this not working out, and of the worst things that can happen. Like, what if you let them go and they just see you as a friend, or they don't want anything to do with you, or they move on to another person and have a really happy relationship, and that makes you really sad. Like, let go, think of these things. That's the worst that can happen. And then once you finally let this person go, like, you'll get the answer, right? So like Spirit is telling them, like, let this connection go, because once you let that fear go of, if once you confront these fears, like the ones I just mentioned, and let them go by letting you go, and be like, hey, if that's what happens, and that's the worst that happens, like, I'll be okay. I'll live. I'll like move on with my life, or maybe this connection will restart. Whatever happens, like, it'll be fine. Celebration, yeah. So it actually works out for them. So if this person has like asked you for a break or some space, or they actually broke up with you, or they're like, you know what, like, they ghosted you, or they just said like, I need to let this go, however, whatever way they did, it's a really good thing, because it released a lot of fear and anxiety and apprehension that they had about this connection, even if things were looking really good. The World card, wow, yeah. I mean, it might have turned your world upside down. It definitely turned their world upside down. They did not think they were going to have to let this connection go. Surprise, surprise, the divine was like, yeah, that's the best thing to do. And so whether it was energetically, with communication, physically letting this connection go, and whatever way it happened, that was them kind of releasing their fear about this connection. And their fear about, like, will things that happened in the past between the two of you repeat? And I'm getting specifically, it's you. I mean, they might project it onto there always being fights in the connection, or always being disagreements, or not being able to settle on like a mutual goal or something like that, or leveling this connection up. They might be projecting it on you in regards to this connection, but it's actually their fear that you may revert to your shadow self, or your past behaviors that you might have opened up to them about. Ooh. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So all these cards came out reverse. Yeah, the Four of Wands, the Devil, the Hierophant, the World, and now the Queen of Pentacles all came out in reverse. Ace of Cups came out kind of like almost reverse. But that's my sign when all the cards come out in reverse, that this is the energy that's happening now, like literally right now as we're doing the reading, whenever you're watching this. So there's a definite sense that, like, I'm getting like, you're like, like you didn't know. Like, you didn't know I was this good. I was going to be a very committed, perfect partner, that I was going to be, loyal, and, like, I'm not going back to the way that I was in my past, in past relationships, or even how we were in the beginning of our connection. Like, you didn't know that I told you I was going to, like, come out the other end a better person, and I'm going to keep with it. Like, I just want to keep leveling myself up. You doubted me? Like, Like, I feel like you're kind of really annoyed at that because, like, you meant what you said. But, I mean, looking at it from their point of view, like, you can't blame them for kind of, like, questioning and doubting and feeling insecure, because I feel like the past that you had, whether it's in a romantic relationship or with bad habits or whatever tough situations in your life, maybe you had a lot of mental issues because of that, emotional issues, physical issues, health, whatever, sexual issues, whatever. Like, they weren't like, it's normal for someone to like consider these things when leveling up a connection, and to release the connection is actually, a lot of people don't approve of that. Like, you shouldn't break up. Like, but like, if you need to break up in order to come together better, like, sometimes that is the best route, because you have to like realize that, like confront, like, what would happen, what would you do if your worst fears came true. And then once you like picture it, and once you kind of like are in the energies and you let this person go and you're like freaking the F out, you like calm down and you're like, okay, it's not too bad. I'm still living. Like, I still believe in love. I still want to give this a shot. Like, I still, come at this, but as a better person that dealt with this really big fear, underlying fear in this connection. But I feel like you're so annoyed at that. And they see it too. They're like, they see that you're annoyed at that. Because like they see you like, wow, like, this person did what they said that they were going to do. They didn't revert back to their old ways, or they didn't, go into those bad habits, or the things that happened in my past romantic relationships or their past romantic relationships isn't repeating again. Like, okay, I feel better about this. That's how I feel that they're feeling about this connection, like, right now. Okay, so how do they see you on a deeper level? Have faith in your dreams. And so they're being really pushed to have faith in this connection. And I feel like you really inspire them to go after their dreams. And so it like freaks, I don't know, I'm getting this feeling, it's like, it shouldn't freak someone out, right? Like, that someone comes along in their life that inspires them to go after their dreams. But like, in doing so, like, they believe you. They believe that like you can achieve the dreams that you've set for yourself. And so they are starting to believe that they can go after their own dreams and achieve it. And that freaks people out. Because there's such an old way of thinking, old structure of the Hierophant and the world. Like, we're born into these like systems and structures and ways of thinking that like, suppress a lot of people into their full potential. And so when they come into your energies, they're like, wow, this person's going after the dreams. They're becoming the person that they always said they wanted to be. Like, they told me that they had these goals and they're doing it. Maybe I can do the same things. And it freaks them out to be with someone who reminds them of that. Because it's like reminding people that the divine exists, that the energy exists, that spirit exists. And that they have all this power to create the life that they want. It freaks people out. And so, yeah, it definitely freaked this person out. But they're having faith now. They're having faith. The anxiety is going away. You're going to see this like very evident in this person. If you're energetically connected to this person, you're going to see that, the signs and synchronicities related to this person is going to be more positive and strongly at this time, because they are releasing a lot of this anxiety and fear to this connection. People you are responsible for. So I feel like, let's see, like, there's other people involved on whether or not this connection moves forward. So it could be, let's see, the third house, early learning, childhood relations, and the rational mind and communication. So there's a lot of like inner child wounds coming up between the two of you. But I feel like you two will be having a family or already have children, or will be taking on the teaching of other people. In some sort of way. Like you two are like the rational minds. Like I feel like a lot of people will be coming to both of you as a couple for advice on life or on children or on career or something like that. So this is why the divine is pushing the two of you really strongly at this time to kind of have faith in this connection and, come out the other end. And you're already doing it. You're already like kind of proven like, yeah, I knew I was gonna get there. Like you probably already have the confidence and clarity that you needed to know that like you are going to come out the other end very soon. Like you've already been doing the work, you've already been seeing proof of it. And I feel like they're seeing the proof of it now, and their anxiety is going away. They're having more faith. But I'm getting like be wary because like I'm getting like their mindset is changing, like their reality is changing, their like beliefs are changing, and that's gonna be a very chaotic time for them. So like I'm gonna like be careful not to get too close to them right now because you might get cut, because like you might like they're like violent going through a violent change. Like this was such a radical and enormous change that they're going through mentally and spiritually. Like their belief system, their reality, the way they view life is changing. So like it's kind of like maybe keep them at arm's length right now because they might cut you with their words, and not mean to, because their ego is fighting with their intuition right now. They're having a major internal battle right now, but it's for the good. They have faith. They're moving forward. It's their ego that's telling them to let go, but they don't realize that it's also like the divine plan for them to let go and to face all their fears, Okay, and last but not least, how do they see you on a deeper level? Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay, so, I'm not Christian or anything, but like, I do believe in Jesus, and I do believe in all the ascended masters because I've actually been visited by many of them and many like higher energetic beings that and there's too many to name. You can see that as like a part of your brain that you're accessing and connecting to, or like literally higher energetic spirits and beings outside of your body. But like in the end, it's all the same thing. It's like people are just describing the same things according to their own beliefs and the way they perceive these energies. So this grandmother, this loving grandmother energy of Jesus, is really laying down the foundation. So the foundation, like, yeah, that's what I was saying, like the foundation has been laid for the two of you. They're just kind of walking their path, and right now they're kind of in that chaotic energy, but it's for the good. Both of you, magician, yeah, this is magic is happening. Spirit is fully taking control over their spiritual evolution right now, and the moves that they need to make in life right now, especially in love and in their personal healing. Yeah, inner child came up a little bit. Shadow self, inner child, opening up beliefs. Yes, this is someone who's going through like a radical like internal change. Four of Cups. I mean, they might be going through like a magical change where just they're just like, oh my god, like this exists, or like, oh my gosh, like that's why that thing happened when I was a kid, and like they're having going through radical changes. They might be a little bit feisty. You're over here like bored maybe a little bit because like what's going on with them? You might be getting some signs of synchronicity that things are happening, but you're like, what's happening? But yeah, it's just how it's going to be. Like you're gonna have a lot to celebrate soon. Um, and this connection is very important because you're going to be touching the lives of many people. I'm getting people like close to you, your family, your friends, and even more. So this is a very beautiful divine connection. They're going through it. I'd avoid them for a little bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, or any form of light donation you want to send um, my way into the channel. It very much appreciated. I hope you can see that I'm really trying to. I'm not even trying. I was trying to do like a very surface level how they see you kind of reading, and then Spirit did this. So I understand my purpose, and I understand it's not going to resonate with everyone because not everyone's on that high vibe, and that's what it is. Like I'm gonna not connect and not have that many as many viewers. I'm not gonna make as much money on this. I'm gonna have to like figure out other ways, to make my livelihood, and that's fine. That's fine. I've accepted this is my life. So I'm very grateful, and I do appreciate the light work that I get to do, and I hope that passes on to you, and I hope you can pay that forward as well to others in your life or to me. That'd be very grateful. But yeah, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you so much love, light, and peace.